We're live. Finally, we're live. This is great. So, where am I today? I'm in the pink studio. So, can you do me a favour, everybody? We're in the pink studio, but I need to know if you can hear me. Mic should be okay today, but I just need you to put a comment in Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching from, and just say that you can hear. As soon as you do that, we'll get cracking. If you can't hear me, um, we've got to start all again. So, I really want to start saying hello to people. So we've got Angie, Sheila, Linda, Carol, Alex, Beverly, Lisa, Marion. God, I've got this. You see, the thing is, the amazing thing about this is I can only hear what they're telling me. I can't see a camera. I can only, sorry, computer. I can only see my screen. So I can see myself. I can see, well, virtually see you guys. Danny's across the room. Adam is in my ear. So today, bear with us. We have to take it a little slowly because this is me on my own, and I normally have a lovely young man standing next to me. Go on, and Danny said no. So, right, good afternoon, everybody. Let's start from the beginning. If you don't know me, I am from the brand Lisa Horton Crafts, and today we are in what we call the Pink Studio, which is the studio we kind of use if we're going to be doing new launches, if we're going to be doing selling, if it's not kind of chatty based, if it's more down the counter, let's have a look at good stuff. That's what we're doing today. So first things first, let's do our housekeeping. Let's say if you're watching on Facebook, also if you are doing YouTube, you've got two different ways of shopping. So if you're on YouTube, the problem you've got is you cannot type in the comments website and still do the shopping. However, if you are watching us on the page Lisa Horton Crafts, what you can do is where I am live, underneath, you would type in the comment shop and whatever we have, and then you can very easily have that added to your basket in a messenger. So, have we got technical problems or are we good to go? Oh, we've got technical problems, and technical problems are what? Can you not? Oh, right. Well, I'm going to keep talking to you anyway because you can hear me anyway. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at some brand new products. We're going to be looking at the brand new neon paste. Now, if you hop over to the website, you can grab those now. We will get a link put in the comments to where you can get them from when we do the shopping thingy bob on Facebook, which is actually shop space neon. So the beautiful thing about that is if you type in shop neon, that means they will put the neons in the basket and then you can stay where you are. At the moment, you can't see me, but you will get to see me very soon. We've got a few technical hitches. We always have a technical hitch, don't we? Always in the afternoons. Touch wood, it's not in the afternoons. So basically, what you're going to be able to do is shop neons if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, just head to the website as you would always do and go and type in the word neon and the neon paste will come up for you. The second thing you can do is just go browse the website. It's very, very easy. It's www.neoncraft.co.uk and you can go and do your shopping in the usual manner. The next item we have on the show is the Wildflowers and Brick Window, which are our embossing folders and layering stencils. And again, while we're waiting for my face to appear, although I reckon they've done it so they don't have to look at me. But if you want to shop for the embossing folders and layering stencils, if you type in shop Wildflower, if you want the Wildflower bundle, or type in shop window if you want the bricked window embossing folder and laying stencil. Now, the beautiful thing about these two is they can work together or they can work independently. So there's not a bundle as such, as in all four items, but you can add both to your basket. You can also buy them individually. So if you just want the bricked window, you can get that as an embossing folder. Or if you want the stencil, you can also. Right, okay. So I see people are joining, but I need to keep telling you because you can't see me. At the moment, we're having a technical issue bringing the interview. I think they've planned. I'm here, I'm talking. We just need a call back from the tech guys to say how we can get my face back into always something, isn't there? There is always something. So, yeah, I will reiterate a lot of stuff just while we're trying to get things sorted technically. So basically, it's live shopping today, and that means that you can either hop to our website and grab the products that I'm going to be talking about, which includes the brand new neon paste. It also includes the brand new embossing folder and die, which is the Wildflowers, and it also includes the bricked window. There's some of the new items. We've got the die cutting machine available as well. We've got colour cardstock available as well. We're going to be using blending ink release 1, blending ink release 2. We've also got the paper strips, and we've also got the banners, okay? Now, there is a ton of product here for you, but we're gonna try and get through quite a lot. We've got about an hour, hour and a half with you today. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer, Danny said, until the picture comes. Do not disappear. We're not gonna be cutting you off at all. We're gonna stay with you. Spree are on it. We've actually had a callback from them immediately, which is brilliant news. So currently, you can't see my face. Now, if you head over to the website, is there a category, Adam, for this? So, right. So if you go to the category Wednesday Wonders, you will see the products that are in the show, although you can't see me demonstrating yet. So what you've got on the Wednesday Wonder show is the neons, the wildflower, which is actually a 3D embossing folder and layering stencil, and then you also have the brick. I'm back. What did they do? How did they do it? Is that magic? Well, whoever it was at Spree who fixed it, thank you very, very much. So now, can we start again? Do you want to see what's going on? We've got an absolute ton for you. So I said a very warm welcome. You can see me. You can see me. And thank you, Spree, for getting us back up and running. Now, I want to say hello to some more people. I only got down to as far as Dawn. I mean, I don't know how many are here. Lorraine, Dawn, Katie, Deborah, Emma Woods, Michelle, Jodie Western from Australia. It is Australia, isn't it, Danny? Yes. Yeah. I mean, Karen Keen said Karen's coming to the workshop. I'm sure you are, Karen, aren't you? Beverly Holden. So a warm welcome to you all. Now, some of you are going to be on YouTube and some of you are going to be on Facebook. The best way for live shopping is going to be on Facebook, because that means all you need to do is, if you're on the page Lisa Horton Crafts right now, if you put a comment in, shop neon, shop wildflower, shop window, that is going to send a message straight to your messenger, and you are going to be able to do a lot of shopping. Now, allegedly, sound again is becoming an issue. Don't know why. We tested it earlier. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, I can't do a lot when I'm standing here and they're over there. Don't know. Can't help. But we will investigate. We will investigate, because it seems to be when we do live, it's never when I record. It's only when I go live, and I think it's because we are streaming at a higher. Um, it's 1080p. I think we're streaming because we have to via Spree. But hopefully, if I try and keep a little still, it won't be too bad for you. Right, so let's get cracking. First things first, we have a competition. Right, Adam, what do they need to type in to be part? Right, okay. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, all we want you to do on Facebook is type in the word re-inkers. And this is incredible. One person at the end of the show, you have to stay, whether you can hear me or not. Sorry, Danny? Right, okay. Danny, you need to write it in darker letters, because my light is right in my face, so I can't see what you're writing. It's a big black letters for me. So what you're going to win, once we pick a winner at the end of the show, you're going to win 5 sets of re-inkers. You're going to get blending ink release 1, release 2, release 3, interference release 1, and interference release 2. Somebody is going to win all of those. You need to wait till the end, because Adam has to do a random generator, and it will pick somebody out and it will display on the screen who has won. So that's the first thing to tell you. All you need to do is type the word reinkers. Nothing else, reinkers, and you are entered into the competition, which is fantastic. Next thing is we're doing a poll today. So we've got a lot going on here at Lisa Horton Crafts, but today I'm trying to work out what you guys are liking the best, what you want to really, really see us do next. So currently we have blending inks, we have interference inks, and we also have metallic inks. Now, what is your favourite? If we were going to bring out a new set, a new set of inks, what do you want to see? Do you want metallic? Do you want interference? Or do you want matte blending? If you type in one of those words, the poll will come up on the screen and you'll be able to see what's popular. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out what my next release is going to be. We've got stuff in the pipeline, but this is for kind of April designing onwards. So you tell me what you like and we'll do it. We'll make it happen. Simple as that. So whatever wins will be the next release I work on. Yeah, so that's really good. So you've got the poll, you've got the competition, and now we can get into product. But what I'm going to do before I do anything else, I'm having a drink because I have to talk loads. And I mean, Danny's loving it because Danny has to listen to it. You guys can turn me off. Danny can't. So, where are we going to start? So, we're going to start with the neons, I think. Now, neon paste, these are something a little bit different. I did give you a bit of a product preview on Friday with these. And yesterday, Claire Newcomb did a Facebook Live using the neon paste. This is brilliant because it will give you an insight into what they look like in the dark. Now, what I'm going to show you now is how gorgeous they are. And I've got some samples. Now, these are dreadful samples because these were the playing that we did the other night. But what I want you to see about these neon reinkers is that they are a glossy gel. Now, I'm not going to upset the pack shot. I'm actually going to bring in my, which one is this? This is my Blossom. So we'll have a look at this probably in a minute, but let me just open the Blossom and show you. So inside the neons, mine's already open, and as you can see, if you lift this piece up here, you can see these are kind of very gel-like. They've got a really glossy texture, but they are absolutely stunning. The other thing is with the colours. So if you mix the pink with a yellow, you can get an orange. The yellow with blue, you can get a green. But you get 8 different sets here, and they are just awesome. Right? Let me just pop them. Yeah. And actually, I'm going to change the colour because I want to show you a different colour. So let's open this one here, and I'm going to show you the green. Let me get a palette knife as well, so I can flick that back. Hang on a minute, I haven't got enough hands here. Lift that up, and you can see, look at that. So that's why I wanted to show you the green, because you get to see that really, really glossy effect. Now, if I try and hold still, but lift this up, you see, it's like, it kind of looks like it's going to slip off that brush, but it isn't. It's a beautiful, beautiful texture paste. But when we get to I'm going to show you how we use those and how we mix the colours. So that is your brand new neon paste. Okay. So I'm going to pop this to one side because I've opened that one, and I would like to talk to you a little bit more about the colours you get and how they work. So if you look at my kind of mess here almost, this is where I use them just on a piece of card. Now, let me see if I can move that over. Is that okay? Can you see that all right? Yes. Oh, that looks cool. I'm just worried that you have information in front of them. But you can see here, look, they are really, really glossy. Now, these in the dark look ridiculous, and you'll see some of the samples on Facebook. So if you have a look in the group on Facebook, Crafting with Lisa Horton, you're going to see how stunning they look when they're in the dark. And if I do that, hopefully you can see there's that neon glow with them. I'll give you another look here. Now this is mess. So this is all me wiping my brush. But you can see you get that beautiful shimmer with them. But you can see as I turn it, you've got those really vibrant neon colours. What I suggest you do is go and have a look on Facebook, have a look at, oops, sorry, I dropped that one, and have a look at the picture I put in. I'm sure one of the DT will be able to share my picture. But also, go and have a look at Claire Newcomb's video from Tuesday's Live. Right, yeah, Tuesday's Live. Um, and that will be ideal for you to see exactly how they work. So the next thing I think we're going to do is have a look at my desk with the embossing folders and layering stencils because we've got a couple of great sets of those as well today. So when you are shopping for the neon paste, just type in shop neon and that will put that into your basket. The next thing we're going to look at is I'm going to do the brick window first actually. The reason I'm doing the brick window is because I feel when you see this, you're going to see how when we come to the wildflower, we work together. So first thing I'd say is let me just grab my sample, which I've put down somewhere very safely, just beside me here. So I might actually get you on the overhead for this one because I think this might give me a much better view of how I can show how they work. So the first thing I'd say is with the brick window is it does come with a die. Okay, now the die comes in with the layering stencil. The beautiful thing about that is that if you just want to buy the die, you absolutely can, and the layering stencils, and you can use that. But obviously, if you want brick window as well, the embossing folder, that is going to give you so much more detail. So we're going to run that through shortly, but let me show you some finished samples of these, okay, because they are ridiculously cool. So I'm going to do this on the overhead, because I think it can make life a lot easier and you'll be able to see some of the detail. Actually, I'm going to take these away. So this one, look at that. Now, doesn't that really look like a brick window? That is using metallic inks. That is using the embossing folder and it's using one of the dies. But when we get into demo, I'll kind of show you exactly how these things work. But I think that is cool. If you could put in the comments if you like it as well. We need lots of love hearts, we need lots of likes, which really, really helps give us an idea of what you're liking and what you're not liking. So I'm going to leave that there for a minute. I'm going to bring in the next one to show you how completely different you can create with these. So the next one, look at this. So like I said before, you can cut that centre out, but here you can see you can cut the outside edge as well. And that, look at that, you can see the depth of that. I bet that's Tina's. Yep. That could be Donna's, I reckon. No, Lorraine's. I always get confused with Donna and Lorraine because they do bigger cards. Yeah, so you can absolutely see how these work beautifully together. You can use them with the piece cut out or without the piece cut out. Now this one, I've got quite a few samples in, super cool. This has got metallics and this has got blending ink as well, or interference ink. So you can see the different tones coming through. So you can start deciding how you want to use these. Me, personally, I love chopping things up. So I'd be cutting these in half. I'd have one this side, maybe one that side, and I'd have one in the middle. Potentially, I would do like a drop shadow in black, something like that. I might do a little reel on that for you because I've got a good idea for that one. But as you can see, sandstone, we don't have that in stock at the moment, I don't think. If you've got the sandstone embossing folder, you can see how that works really well. And of course, you've got these gorgeous flowers as well there. So start thinking about what you've got in your stash, and you can see how perfectly they're all going to work together. So let's shift those to one side for a minute, and let's start with a few more. Now this one, again, how cool is that? So just using this outside edge here, you could cut that twice and you could have like a really small card and have that as a card base. But this one's been embossed and this has got, I want to say, one or two colour inks literally on there. That is all that's got on there. And it gives a really, really cool effect. And it's not too big. You can actually measure it for you. Let me bring in my tea ruler. So the actual die measures 11 centimetres, about 11 centimetres round. So it's a good size. It's going to fit on your smaller cards and your larger cards. And then we've got this. I adore this. I mean, who did this? Lorraine? Yeah, Lorraine. Love that. So you've got your quirky vases that we've used before. You've got that sandstone in the background, but as a stencil. And again, just a couple of inks. Just love it. Absolutely, absolutely stunning. And here, look at that. That's got shaker card. There you go. Look at that. Just in the background there. Really lovely. Really lovely. This is a mini card. Lorraine, this is a mini card. Love this. Just a stencil. So if you don't want the embossing folder, just grab the stencil and the die. You can create something like this. So really, really simple. Makes great backgrounds. And this is these are wildflower stems, I think these are called. Can't remember. Can't remember. Let me show Danny. Let me show Danny. Oh, yeah. See, now if he's got to remember that one, he should know. No, they came out with the scribbled flowers. I think they must be wildflowers. Now I'm going to show you this. So you're going to go, what is that? That is one of your really older embossing folders there. And I said to Danny, I think you've picked up the wrong sample. He went, no, I haven't. Look, this, this is the outside edge of the bricked window die. Excuse my arm. So it's that outside edge, but it's not embossed. So Mary, I bet you, Mary, knew it. Yeah, Mary had used the die, and she's literally cut into it. Literally cut into it, and it's almost like a rosette now. So start thinking outside the box. Really, it's really worth it. Let me bring in the packaging as well, and then we'll just open the packaging so you can see exactly what you get. There you go. We all know what my embossing folders look like. Super cool. This one is 6x6, and as you know, that is going to be just under 11 centimeters. And then in here, we've got the layering stencil. So if you want this one, just type into the comments on Facebook, shop window. Now, if you're on YouTube, what you need to do is go over to the website, or you could be watching YouTube on your big TV, and you could then go shopping on your phone. So you could do it that way if you wanted to, or just make a note of what you're interested in, and don't leave us, and you can shop at your leisure. But you can see here now on the back, you've got that great bricked window stencil. So again, that's a great die to use on its own. As I said before, you've got the outside cutting edge, and you've got that centre that cuts out as well. So you can make choices. So that is your bricked window. Oh, everyone's saying Mary's very clever. Oh, she is very well. They're all very clever. All of my team are incredible. All very different, which is fantastic. I mean, we do Anthony and Adam as well. I mean, they're kind of clever. No, they're all right. I mean, I've got to be good. I've got to be good because they're controlling all the cameras. Yeah, and I don't want him putting the camera showing my bum or my grey hair, do I? Really, that's not what we want. Oh dear. They're talking about wide lenses. They're just so rude, honestly. Honestly, makes you wonder why I deal with them. Really. So next thing, wildflowers. Now, somebody said to me a while ago that they really wanted, I think it was a eucalyptus embossing folder. Now, this isn't a eucalyptus, so I had something very similar. All right, and the noises in my ears. Honestly, one day I'm gonna like put my mic right up to my ear so you can hear them. Honestly, they're a nightmare. Um, So the wildflowers are very similar to a eucalyptus. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get Adam to pop me onto the overhead, and we're going to take a look at the stencil first of all. I mean, look at that. Me, that's kind of screaming eucalyptus. You might disagree, but I adore this. I swore then. I really swore. This is possibly in my top 5 embossing folders and layering stencils. You know what I love about this? So you can have it like that. Look at that. So that is a smaller card if you want it to be. You can do it that way as well. If you want that in a corner, if you want that in the bottom corner, if you want it to be, you can use the whole thing. You can use this as a stencil on its own. You can actually cut some of these pieces out if you want to. Doesn't have a die, doesn't need a die. Would have been ridiculously expensive to have a die to cut that. If you want to cut it, you can do that. But also, what I love, you do not need many colours. But my favourite so far of this year for sure. So with that, you're going to get, mm, 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 mm. How cool, how cool is that? This is just stunning. So this is one of those I think is really simple, but super cool. And we're going to emboss this, and we're going to hold that up shortly to camera two. I think this is cool. So the other thing about these is these are going to be great for backgrounds. And what you can do is you can use your coloured card as well, like your coloured core cardstock. You can sand it back and get the detail if you've got the folder. I would say you need the stencil though. Do um, not get the stencil for this one. I think you would be really disappointed if you can do so much. And that is the one I am going to use in a minute. Now this is Shop Wildflowers. Flowers. Got an S? Yeah. And that is $24.99 for both of those. What it's a ridiculously good price, and they are just beautiful. Don't. It's one of those that you think, oh, I've got a flower. You're going to adore this, and I tell you what, if you don't get it, when you start seeing the samples, you're going to go, wish I got it, and I guarantee that. So I haven't got many samples of this one because I kind of wasn't going to be doing this one, and then I threw it on the team 2 days ago. Yes, actually Saturday afternoon, I think I threw it on the team, which is, but luckily, I've got a couple of samples. Okay. So I think we're going to do this on camera too because I'll be able to get these looking really cool. Let me start with this one. This is what sold me on the Wildflowers. This is just stencils. This is no embossing. Start thinking about your woodland moss. Start thinking about your eucalyptus leaves and the different colours you've got in your ink. So release one, you're going to have your woodland moss. Eucalyptus leaves, I'm not sure what release that comes under, but definitely it's a great colour because it's got that bluey green tone to it. So, and the comments, Danny just said, could you type shop window, not shop bricked window, just shop window. So look at that. I think that you could frame that, absolutely frame that. I think it's absolutely stunning. Now, there's no embossing taking place on here whatsoever. Let me find one that has, move that, move this, the next one. So that is using a couple of colours, literally a couple of colours in the background. So what's happened here, what I really like, is in the background is it's the knitted embossing folder, which is a really old one, and then it's been embossed with the wildflowers over the top. So it kind of squashes that knitted in the background and just gives you this beautiful wildflower. If I just lean that forward, you see all that detail. It's just absolutely beautiful. So there's two samples. Let me bring in a third one. Okay. There we are. So this one is, again, different colour greens. Just super cool. Super, super cool. Love that. That's got no embossing. And then this one from Rebecca. Yes. No, it's Mary. Mary. This one from Mary. Again, this is that technique where you use the inking of the embossing folder and then you ink the foreground as well so you can get these really cool effects. So that's that one. And finally, think about using it on your patterned papers. I'll move that to one side. So we've got the arched window here, which is from one of the fundamental sets, the arches. So again, you can see older products with Fresh Friends, newer products with the papers, and just internet, and that makes it look like it's actually a pattern paper, doesn't it? So, tons you can do with these. So let's have a look at how we use all of these. I think the main thing for me is showing you how to do the embossing and showing you how to do the layering stencils. I mean, some of you have done it before, or quite a few of you, but not all of you. And I think it's really important you see how we do it. Now, we will come on to the neon paste, but don't forget there is a video already out there from Claire. You can go back and have a look at that. So I think we're going to start with a demo on the wildflowers because it's my favourite. It is my favourite. Do you know what I'm going to do? I am just going to stencil. Danny, you are my other favourite. We're going to start with colour cardstock. Now, I'm not going to emboss this one. We're going to emboss it on white. So we're going to do a separate demo on embossing it. But we're going to do the layering stencils and we're going to use blending inks we are also going to use colourful cardstock. Now, I'm going to be really random, and you want it to put the colour I pick. While I'm getting my card, what I'd say to you is, remember the competition. Type in the word re-inkers. If you want to be in with a chance of winning, literally release 1, 2, 3, blending, and then you want to win all. Release 1, 2 interference as well. So you can go and grab. Sorry, I'm going to go and grab my white card, my orange card, yellow card, even yellow card, and then tell you about the poll as well. I've got loads of things in my head that I want to tell you before I get demoing. So the next thing to do about is poll. So we've got loads of inks coming out. However, I want to know what you want to see. So in the poll, I want you to type in whether you want to see the next release is going to be metallic, or if you want another magnet. And we're doing another poll another time, and we'll talk about colours. Matte blending seems to be the winner. Does it now? Interesting. Interesting. Now, I would not have said that, you see. I would not have said you were going to do that. So this is what I need to know. Oh, someone put all three. Well, I'll get there with all three. Right. So I'm just going to confirm with Danny. Is Shocking Pink in release 2? Right. You know, see, this is what he knows. I don't know. So we're going to be using Shocking Pink from release 2. We're going to be using Woodland Moss from release 1. I'm going to bring in Rum and Raisin. Let me bring this up. So I've got some room here. Pop that. Is that about right, Adam? Me a little bit further. There we go. There we're in. Okay. So I also need a yellow. Where did I put me yellow? The yellow somewhere really safe, probably. If not, we'll have to ask Danny to go and get me one. 1 second. And I've got my margarita. Yeah, no, I haven't got one handy. I just need a juicy pineapple, or what's the other yellow? What's the other yellow? I can't remember the name of it now. I can't remember. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring this down a little bit. So I'm using my ulti-mate. Now, if you don't have an ulti-mate, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't the end of the world. You can use a piece of low tack masking and hold your stencils down. And I'll show you how I would do that if I didn't have an ulti-mate. And I'm telling you this because we don't have any in stock at the moment. This is going to change. We just are working on a few things in the background. Okay, so if you don't have an ulti-mate, how do you use our stencils? What I would highly recommend is you take one stencil, take a piece of card, and then you either mark with a pencil in either end of the holes, so you can put your next stencil on, or you can put some ink through there if you're going to cut this out anyway. However, we have an ulti-mate, so we're going to use it. Now, this one has, how many stencils is this? This has 6 stencils, so this is a really nice demo. So I'm going to push this to one side. I don't know if I'm covering the L here, but you only need to see this part. You don't need to see anything else. So we're going to come in with stencil number 1. Now this is the yellow from the summer set of the colour core. Oh, what's Danny got? Oh, lovely. Oh, he's got me juicy pineapple. He's also got me tree bark, rusty nails, and burnt ochre. Oh, burnt ochre is a good call. Burnt ochre is a very good call, so we'll bring that in as well. Is that release 2? It is, isn't it? So we've got a good mix here. We've got a mix of release 1 and release 2. Now, burnt ochre, let's do this actually. It looks brown, but it isn't really brown. It's kind of a yellowy brown. It's like almost mustardy. Lovely. Right, but we're going to start with margarita, burnt ochre, and woodland moss. Random, you say? Very random. Now, actually, I think we'll go in with margarita first. So let's push these to one side. Margarita here. Now, margarita is this really vibrant green, okay? So all we do is ink up our brush. Look at that, you can see that. It's like yellowy green. And you'll say, why are you putting yellow underneath, and then you're coming in with a green ink that you're never going to see. It's really light. You'll see. We start to build these colours up. We build them up so you kind of get almost like um, shading around the edges of some of these. So when I'm going to just do this now, and I'm going to lift this up and show you. So when I lift that up, you can see it already. You can see it. So we're going to go along and we're going to do the rest of these leaves very quickly. I tend to not worry about, being really perfect with these because these are going to be almost like a vintage leaf. And when you see the colour, how it ends up, I think you're going to love this. So it looks kind of, I don't know, boring really, doesn't it? You can't see much at the moment. So we're going to come in over here. Now you've got these little centre pieces here. So what I'd suggest you do, these pieces you kind of brush away. So you push away with your brush. And what that means is you're not going to lift the underside of that little piece there. But just be mindful, on all stencils, you're going to have some areas that have, or do have areas. Do. It's a song, isn't it? Okay. Slow down, they can't hear me. Am I? Oh, it's bizarre, isn't it? Some people say it does, and some people say it doesn't. You can close it down if you want. Could be Facebook. Yeah, Danny's going to close our Facebook down, and he's going to just use his phone for comments to see if that helps. I mean, the thing is this happened on Friday night when I had the kind of the streaming at a higher level. Could be that, but we just don't know. We just don't know. Now, I'm going to bring in the burnt ochre, which is that yellow. Well, it's not yellow, it's a browny yellow. Let me bring in some white cards so you can see this. So I pop this here, you can see, I'm just tapping it so you can see it is brown, but it isn't really brown. So let's stay here, and we're just going to come in with these colours. And I bet everyone's gone quiet because they're watching, aren't they? How many have we got watching, Adam? Oh, wow. Wow, it's a good 150 of you here then.
Hi, Sue.
Oh, who's that? Sue?
Sue Peachy.
Oh, Sue Peach is here. Oh, Sue Peach has been poorly. Look at that. So that looks really muted, doesn't it? But it looks really, really pretty. But I'm going to come back just over here. There we go. Let's just pop a little bit of the dark colour here. There we go. So that's stencil number 1. Let me just do a little bit of those little tiny leaves. They're little tiny petals. So let's bring in a small brush, and I'm just going to bring in the shocking pink. We're going to go through these tiny, look at that, it's stunning. And then we're just going to go on these areas here. Now, of course, because we've got the yellow underneath, these flowers aren't going to look pink. They're going to look orange. There we go. Let's pop that down there. And let's lift that up so you can see straight away. Isn't it like kind of really delicate? You're thinking, what is she doing? Do not panic. Do not panic. And then we're going to come in with number 2. And number 2, again, I'm going to stick with that shocking pink for a second. And we're going to come in dark now. So I'm going to bring in the shocking pink darker. So it gives us a heavier look. And then we're going to come in here. And the thing is, if you want to get into smaller areas, you're better off with a small brush. But over this side, I've only got my larger stencil brushes, not any small ones. So we'll just manage with what we've got. And up here, we're going to go here. And these are going to be kind of really orangey, but lovely. Pop down there a little bit. Now, don't worry if your ink goes over onto your mat or onto your work area here. It doesn't matter. You're going to cut it out anyway. Oh, miss one there, miss one. And down there, like so. And then we're going to come in with Woodland Moss. So Woodland Moss is a different tone of green again. It's also going to look very different because we are using it with yellow underneath. So let's bring that in and you'll see what I mean. So over here, look at that. That's going to be really dark. Now, because that's so dark, what I might end up doing is going back to stencil 1 at the end. If I feel that it's too light at the back. Oh. I wonder if they're saying that the people are hearing okay now. So let's just pray that we've fixed it. Whatever the boys have done. I don't know what they've done, but
I turned Facebook off the computer.
Oh, Danny's turned Facebook off on the computer. Now I don't normally have Facebook on the computer, so I don't know why.
When you do the lives.
Well, I only use Restream to view all the comments, so I don't know. But either way, I'm quite happy that it's working. So let's go a bit heavier in here, this one, like so. Let's get a nice deep colour on that one. And then we've got, I think I've done that bit. So now we'll lift that up. See what I mean? How it starts to come together. So although it's kind of pale and wishy-washy, it does look really cool. Now, we're going to stick with that wood and moss. And we're going to come over here to one side. And we're going to just come down one side. Now, this is going to look odd. Do you know what? Sometimes, if you could hear what I hear in my ear, you guys would be chuckling. What did you say, Danny?
Oh,
I've put him on the spot now. He can't repeat what he said.
Sciatica.
Oh, sciatica. He's talking about his sciatica now. No, he wasn't talking about sciatica in my ear, ladies and gents. So let's bring that down here. And we'll just colour this piece in here. And we're going to stick to having one side darker than the other. Did you see what I mean? You just don't have to be careful. You can do it however you wish. Now, leave that as it is. We are going to go back in with that margarita. And actually, I'm not going to stress about the brush too much. I'm just going to come in with some margarita. And I'm going to hit these colours here, just at the side. So we've got kind of a differential between the left and the right. So it kind of gives the appearance of a shadow. Not too worried. I actually think I need to re-ink my margarita. Right. Hopefully you've entered the competition to win some re-inkers. So how many? 66 people have already entered the competition. Okay,
You
so
better enter as well, Lisa, then.
I think I'm going to have to enter it because
Yours is running out.
my margarita, I can tell it's running out because it's got really dark in the middle and really light around the edge. I use margarita possibly in every demo. Do you know what? With Danny sitting in here and Adam in my ear, can you imagine some of the conversations that are going on? They're like little children, the pair of them.
Oh, then that look nice.
It's really coming together, Danny, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go. So let's bring in the rum and raisin. Is rum and raisin in release 2? Rum and raisin, again. Rum and raisin isn't in release 1. Definitely not.
Spice plum is.
Yes.
No, not right. That's in 3. Rum and raisin.
Oh, have we got any? We've got release 3 though, haven't we?
We've got yes. Got a couple on the website.
Yeah, if there's a couple on the website, that's good enough. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the rum and raisin and I'm going to fill in all these gaps. Now, I'd highly recommend this one, you use a small stencil brush. There we go. And I'm going to, and here, look, you can see here. You can see here, be careful that piece lifts, yeah? Now, a small stencil brush would be much better to do this with, but I'm trying to alert Danny. I don't really care what colour the small brush is. See what I mean, guys? He's now helping me with the sizes of the brushes as well as the colours of the brushes. Thank you, sweetheart. That's very, very useful. Very right. Okay. Oh, dear me. So I'm going to come in with a really tiny one because I can get into those areas much better. There you go. Look at that. You can get really into those tight areas down there. And then we come over here and we're going to go in here like so. But again, do you know what? You know, if you've got a bigger brush, you've got a blending brush, you want to do it and make it a little bit lighter and more delicate colour, you can do that too. Now, rum and raisin is a purple, but when it hits other colours, it really changes. And when you mix rum and raisin with the green, which is what we're going to do in a while, we're going to go back to the green on the first layer and we're going to hit it with the rum and raisin. Danny's saying you get chocolate chip, honestly. He doesn't like rum and raisin ice cream, do you, Danny?
No, but you do. You love it, Lisa.
I love rum and raisin. I don't like vanilla. I find vanilla's a bit like, yeah, no. What's your favourite ice creams, everyone? What's your favourite flavour? He hasn't got a poll for that one.
Well, rum and raisin is Vanessa's favourite.
See, Vanessa.
I don't know whether she means the ink or the ice cream.
Yeah, Vanessa. Rum and raisin, is that in the ice cream or the ink? That's what I need to know. Or Danny wants to know, actually. So don't forget, competition we've got going on, haven't we? So you need to let us know what ink you want to see next, whether you want to see a blending ink, whether you want to see an interference ink, or whether you want to see a metallic ink. That is obviously after the ones that we have already created. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to come in with tree bark. Now, this is unopened because I want to go into these areas here. And, oh, hang on a minute. Let's have a look. So let me tell you about tree bark. Tree bark is one of those colours that you think, not going to use that very often, but it's such a lovely chestnutty brown that you'll find it's going to be, look at that, it looks so dark. It really looks dark. But when you use it and you kind of soften it with a bigger brush, you get a really, really lovely effect. Now, what I'm going to say is, let's come back to the overhead, Adam, so I can come in with a big brush. Now this is what I would say never do. This has got interference ink on it, right? So this has got look at that, it's got a little bit of dark color. So I'm going to take all that off. I don't advocate you mixing your inks, I don't, but I just need a dark brush, and that's the only one I've got in this corner, and I'm just going to come in here. It's a beautiful color. It's an absolutely beautiful color. So pop that over the top here, and that will sit wonderfully over that heavy woodland moss. Okay, so now we've got these two pieces up here, which are parts of the flowers, and I've actually got an orange here, and I think that might be a good colour just to fill those little gaps. Where did I put my brush here? We'll use that brush here just to come into these flowers. Okay, there we are. Lift that up. See that all coming together beautifully. Now, of course, you can do this on white cards. You don't have to do it on yellow cards at all. I'm going to stick with that orange. Oh, somebody's saying what? Coconut ice cream.
Yeah, someone said pineapple.
Oh, pineapple. Oh, I bet it's like a nice sorbet. Oh, ginger ice cream.
Blackberry and clotted cream. I don't know whether it's the same together or is it just blackberry and clotted cream. Right,
so somebody's saying blackberry and clotted cream. Is that a mixture, or is that a blackberry one and a clotted cream one, or do you like them mixed together? Right, there we go. Do you know what? We should have done a poll on the ice cream instead, don't you think? I think that would have been a good idea. Anyway, so I'm coming back to stencil number 1 just now because I want to just darken up some of those tones. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that tree bark in, okay, because this is that lovely brown colour. And this is where we can use our brush and just use what's left on the brush, okay? So I'm just going to come in around the edge and see what I've got left first. If I've got enough, that would be it, but I feel like I might try and darken it. No, let's darken it a little bit more. So take your brush in your ink pad, tap it into the lid, take off all that excess, and then come in. And you'll see when I lift this off that this looks completely different to the other one.
Isn't she very clever?
Okay, let's take this one just down this side as well. And then down here. And you'll start to see this kind of giving you a lovely shadow, and it will leave you with the green in the middle looking quite vibrant. You see that now? Can you see how that kind of lifts that? And then we'll do the last one here. We're just going to do a little bit of shadow here, and then we're going to take this out, and then we're going to just cut this, and I'm going to show you, you know, give you the proper effect of it. Okay.
What's the cardstock you're using?
Danny, the cardstock I'm using is the Colour Core cardstock. Now, this is the summer pack. So if you hop to the website, and this is, sorry, the white core cardstock, not the Colour Core cardstock. That's nonsense. So use the white core cardstock. Let me grab my paper trimmer, which is just under my desk. I'm going to pop that just here. And this is my Spellbinders paper trimmer. I adore this trimmer. And we are literally... Oh, Danny's talking. Do you know what? He gets very cross with the amount I order, don't you, Danny?
Yes.
He gets very cross with me. And then I'm literally going to chop some of that off so you see some of those edges. Now, I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to pop that like so. And then we're going to, don't worry about that at the top there, because now we're going to bring that down to about there. So straight, look at that. Isn't that cool already? So this almost looks really autumny, doesn't it? So all you would need to do now with this one is take some black card. If you can, bear with me just a second, I'll get some black card and we can hold that up and show you. The black card's right underneath here. So Adam, could you let me have the other camera so I can show everybody? Can we have camera 2 if possible? Camera 2? Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sort of organised. So you can see now you've almost got that kind of vintage look. Whereas, where's this one over here? Look at how crisp. Where is it? That one is. So you can keep it really fresh and modern, or you can turn it kind of vintage. So if you put the black behind it, and then, sorry Adam, I'm going to have to ask you to come out a little bit because I can't move my, actually see if I can, we're doing it on 1. Could you go back to camera 2 but zoom out a little bit, or am I being a pain? He says I'm being a pain. So see what I mean? So now, if you've got your black around the edge, that's fine. That's perfect, Adam. You've got all of that detail around the edge. Now, you can also now bring in a white pen if you want to, or you can go back in and put some really heavy grey around the edge as well to give it a little bit more shadow. But that is simply how you use the Wildflowers on a coloured cardstock. So thank you, Adam, for doing that for me. That was me kind of directing from the floor. But Danny's doing a bit of directing as well. He's holding fingers up, telling me where I should be looking. So yeah, so start thinking outside the box a little bit about how you use your cardstock and how you use your stencils. So what I think I'll do next is I'm going to just run the embossing folder through the die cutting machine just so you can see it on white card. Once we've done that, should we have a look at the neon paste? What do you think? Okay, so let me move all of these pieces out of the way because I've now got a really, really busy desk. And I'll move that over there. And what I'll do is I'll finish those off and I will put them onto Facebook a little bit later for you. But now let's get that embossing folder. And do you know what? I'm going to do 2 things. Adam, am I all right for time? Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use black cardstock with a bit of wax, and I'm going to use white cardstock. However, I'm not doing all of the black. Adam's saying, you didn't tell me about waxes. No, I didn't. I just made it up because, do you know that's what crafters do though, isn't it? We just do these things. I mean, many of you have the waxes, but they're on the website anyway, so you can grab those. So we're going to take the embossing folder and I'm going to do just portions of these to show you. Again, you don't need to use all of it. You can just use a part of it. Now, this is a 6x6 embossing folder, and this is the Wildflowers. So if you're shopping on Facebook, type in shop space Wildflowers. Don't type the word space, just put a space in when you're typing. Right, and the other thing I'm going to say to you is, when you do this, always have a piece of black card to hand. Adam, could you put me on the overhead very briefly, just so I can show everybody? So now, look, when I do this like so, when I pop this inside, it's okay to line up, but when you have the black underneath, it makes everything pop a little bit more. So it gives you the ability to decide where you want this piece of cardstock. So I am actually going to go around here, just like so. And then I'm going to take my Platinum 6 die cutting machine from myself and Spellbinders, and I'm going to take, my plates are going to be my base plate, my adapter plate, or my shim, and then my adapter plate. Okay, so if you're interested in the platinum, type in shop platinum. Now, what I'd also say to you is, do not put your embossing folder up here. I have so many people saying, oh, I've cracked my hinge on my folder. It's because you're going too high up. Down, twist a little bit. That's all you've got to do. Twist a little bit. So let's bring in the machine. I'm going to come straight in with it. You could do this with many machines. You know, you don't have to do this on a manual machine. If you've got an electric machine that you prefer, just remember to use the right sandwich. Okay, now this is going to be cool. I'm going to set this to one side, and then I'm going to do the white, and then I'm going to do the reveal of both together, because I think you're going to like it. Where'd I put my white cardstock now? Right down here, piece of white card. No, I want a small piece. Have I got a small piece? Yeah, in my little box here. Look, I've got goodies everywhere. So I'm just using a bit of ish card. This is actually the A6-ish. That's because I'm only doing a small area. So let's not show you that yet. Let's put that there. Now, Ingrid's asked a question. How big is the platinum? Right, is that a question? Right.
Someone in the group was asking.
Oh, right. Oh, let me answer Ingrid first. The platinum is a Platinum 6, so it is a 6-inch wide mouth. Okay, so you'll be able to get your 6x6 embossing folders through it. What was the question, Danny?
Well, someone was saying in the group today about when they put it through, it's quite noisy, the machine. It's almost like they're frightened to push it through.
Right. So if look at my hand, you get a squeak. You do get a squeak sometimes. I do on mine anyway. Look how easy my hand's going through. If you're doing this, now some people use the clear cutting plate, okay? What really frustrates me is the clear cutting plate is for cutting. It is not for embossing. I've seen loads of people in the industry using one of these instead of the grey plate. I don't advocate that. If you want to do that, you can. It's tougher, and when it goes through the other end, you get a clonk. That's my experience of it. Now, again, you've got all different types of embossing folders that we all use, all different brands. You're going to have to work out your own sandwich. I have found with mine, you need the grey plate. If you've got this version, if you've got my machine in the green, use the grey plate, use the shim, and use the base plate, and it shouldn't be a problem going through. So I'm going to run that through again. You can see I'm going to do that with 2 fingers. If it's like that, you've done it right. If it's, I would not recommend it, because you're going to do one or two things. You're going to either damage your machine or you're going to damage your embossing folder is what you're going to do. And remember, our embossing folders are 3D folders. So when you look at your sandwiches in the instruction manual and on the base, remember it's a 3D folder, not just a folder. Ooh. I'm about to squash all my embossing by putting the cardstock here. So now I'm trying to work out which camera will be best to show you this. Do you think overhead? Okay, come to the overhead if that's okay, Adam. And I will show the black. Now the black already, how stunning is that? And let's get the white out. And I've only used a portion of that, so I've not even used a lot of that. Now the white, look at the white. Can you see? I mean, look at those. Look at the amount of layers of depth you're getting there. You must have at least 4 or 5 layers when you start adding all these together. And on the back, the deboss is equally as beautiful. Now you can see the deboss on the back there. So it's honestly, it's absolutely beautiful. So let me put a tiny little bit of wax on the black just so you can get an idea, and then we will move on to some other items. I've got some wax in front of me. That's the only reason I'm doing it, because I saw it in my stash. So this is my ice white wax. It's the one I've come to first. And I'll bring my ulti-mate back in so I don't make a mess on the solid wood desk, or I will be in big trouble. I won't do it on the white because you know what that's going to look like. You know that's gorgeous. So let's take some of this wax and we take this really lightly. So this is the ice white gold. I'm just going to pop the wax over the top. Now, what you can do as well, if you find that you get some of your wax over areas you don't want it to be, you know the residue erasers that you get that take away glue? You rub the wax out with the glue, with the residue eraser, and it will take away all of that excess that you don't want. So you can't see a lot at the moment. I'll lift that up in a minute. I'm only going to be really light with this. I'm just going to give you a little, this is only a delicate touch I'm putting on here. I don't want it to be really heavy. You can go really heavy, but I just want you to see how another way you can use these. So if you're just choosing to get the folder, your budget doesn't stretch to any more, just if you've got waxes, you'll be able to see that. And anything down here, use your residue eraser and you wipe that out. But how pretty do they look when they're been used with your waxes? So that's all I needed to show you on that, but just gives you a brief idea on how they look. Okay, so should we have a little recap? Should we have a little chat? Let's have a little chat before we do something else, and I can have another drink, can't I? So what do I need to tell you? Competition. You need to, if you haven't, and actually, Adam, you can comment as many times as you like, can't you?
I've entered twice.
Danny's entered twice. Type in the comments on Facebook. Make sure you do it on our page, though. If you do it on our page, that's where the algorithm will pick it up. So you type in the word re-inkers. That will enter you into our competition, which then means Adam, at the end of the show, will do a random generator, and one of you will win release 1, release 2, release 3 blending, re-inkers, interference 1 and interference 2. Hello. I'm actually going to show you. Look at this. This is what you get. You're going to get that. Look at that. You're going to get a lot. They're mine under the desk. You're not getting, well, you might get those ones, but they're all unopened. Brand spanking new, 5 sets of re-inkers. That is a massive prize. So make sure you put the comment re-inkers into the chat. The other thing we're doing is the poll. So I want to know, how's the poll going? Where are we with the poll? 35 answers. Can we put the poll on the screen? Let's see if we can get the poll on the screen. Oh, ow, I keep hitting myself.
I told you.
Did you say matte? Because I can't see it. Do you know why I think that is? We haven't done matte blending for a while, have we? So that's the reason why. I think you're looking for now. The next poll will be the next time we do a Wednesday Wonders. We'll have to find out what colours you're after. That's it. It'll have to be, now we know it's matte blending. What do you want to see? What colours you're after? Am I allowed to give away any secrets, Adam? Right, all right. Now, we can't fix that poll, can we? We can't, there's nothing we can do to change that. And what month is it going to be, Adam? Is it July? So, July, our lovely Paula has got picked by Paula. So we're going to have inks, that matte blending inks, which are coming out from Paula. I've seen the colours, and you know the beautiful thing about them is they sit between my colours beautifully. So if you've got your yellow, your pink, your red, your blue, your green, whatever you've got, it's going to be a great blend to work with my inks. So just, it's a match made in heaven. So, yeah, but the thing is that Adam says the poll could change. You've got 20 minutes yet. So if you decide you want metallic or interference, you need to let us know. But don't forget, we've got colour shift before that. They've seen a little bit of the colour shift. They saw that on Friday, but I'm not showing it again because I got in trouble, didn't I, for showing too much. Anyway, right. Shall we address the neons? Okay. I feel I can touch you, like show you them, like show you how good they look. The best thing I can do is show you how they work, can't I, really? So are you happy to stay here, Adam? And I, again, flick over and we do a little bit of neoning. Okay. Right. I'm ready to go when you are. So here we are. Now, we've got 8 colours. So, Adam, I need you on the overhead, please, if you can. Adam's going to have to help out. Danny's helping out. Adam's doorbell rang. That's the joys of working from home, isn't it? you have to open the door to a cardo. Right, so let me bring in a piece of black card and a piece of white card. Now, again, this is one of those things that if you change your cardstock, you change your colour cardstock, you're going to get different results. I've got, let's have a look at what I've got in my little stash. So I've got a plain piece of white, I've got a random piece of green, and I've got a small piece of black. I'm just going to trim this green down, and let's move all of that out of the way for a second.
How are you going to trim it down?
Danny's getting really good at this. How are you going to trim it down, Lisa? What are you using? Yes, I'm using my guillotine. I mean, listen to that. It's so cool. And all I'm going to do is trim that down. So we just need a small piece there. Right. Hang on a minute. Let's move that out. Let's move that out of the way and let's bring the ulti-mate back in. So we've got something to sit on. 1 second. Here we go. Bring that in. Now, are mine shot okay there? I'm not covering anything up. That's great. So let's move these to one side for a minute. Neon pastes are a really different texture to dazzle paste. So don't think they're going to be anything like a dazzle paste. Now, my palette knife is really, really messy. So I'm not going to get a smooth finish because I've got paste on here, which I didn't clean off, which was very naughty. That was because I did that when we opened the pot earlier. And these dry in about 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. That's the reason it's like that. Now, let me find a stencil. Or let me see if I can use one of the Wildflowers. No, let's see if let's bring in the, where's it gone now? Where's my, where did I put the bricked window? I put it here somewhere. Oh, I've got it. I've moved it. Here we go. So we're going to bring in the brick window. This is just so I'll only do one layer because if I try and do any more than that, it's not really going to work because it's got to leave each layer to dry. So this is just going to give you an outside edge really, or I'm just going to do a little portion of this. I'm not bothered how I, 1 second, I'm just going to get that out. I'm not too bothered about what I cover. Right, so there is your stencil. Now let me push that underneath. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but let's just see how this goes. Now you could just do one layer of this and be done with it. So I'm going to come in with the lemon peel. The first thing I need to tell you is about if you're shopping. So you need to go to Facebook and type in the words shop neon. How much are these, Adam? Oh, are they? Okay. So you get a set of 8 and they are £50 on the website for all of them. If you're a club member, wow, you're going to either get 10, is that with 10% off, or no, it's a gold member. So if you're a gold member, they become $42.49. So they're really good value. There's a ton of you that are gold members as well. Apps. If you haven't joined our club, you really, really, really need to join, because you can save an awful lot. And actually, there's quite a few gold members coming to the retreat. Look at that. So that yellow, look at that.
Yeah.
And actually, some of them weren't gold, but now they've bought the retreat, they are definitely gold. So it's worked absolutely in their favour. So look at this. This is really pretty. So you just be really gentle with it. You don't have to be forcing this through the stencil. It's so light and it's gorgeous. And you think straight away, look at that. See, there's a little bit of stuff coming off of my palette knife. So I'm not going to have a super smooth finish. But let me just show you. I wasn't going to go all the way around, but I kind of am, aren't I? So just around here, what I think I'll do is I'll stop here and I'll show you, if we put a pink on there, how that looks really cool when it hits the yellow. Now, I have got a piece of tissue here, which I put somewhere safe. Here we are, here we are, here we are. And I'm just going to wipe this off, okay? What I would do if I was you, though, is you do that on another piece of cardstock, all right? And I'll bring in the, what's that? I'm looking at what I've got open, actually. So this is that blossom. And you take the blossom, take a little bit of that blossom. Again, how pretty is that? Can you see how that's shining? No, don't put that on there, Lisa. That's a really silly idea. Pop that just down like so. Can you see how that hits the yellow and turns it orange? But we'll show you properly in a minute. So this is so cool.
30 minutes.
So once this is dried, take it into it goes neon. So if you are doing a birthday card for somebody, it will look really pretty as it is. But when it gets dark, it will literally glow in the dark. Danny thought we had aliens. I'm not sure if we turn the lights off, if it would show the neon. It might do. I think, should we do a test? Danny, are you able to turn the lights off? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Now, we're facing the pots. Oh, Danny's having to crawl underneath cameras now. But I think this is a really good idea, because Danny's going to turn the lights off. I think you might see that it's neon in the dark. You've turned my telly off.
Yeah, see. It ain't going to work, is it?
No, you can't do that. You've got to turn my telly back on now, Danny, because I can't see what I'm doing. Actually, I've got my remote, don't worry. I'm back. I'm back. So hopefully when you look at that, you can see the depth, you can see the colour, but actually you can see how they blend together. So if I hold that up, can you see the yellow mixing with the pink has gone orange? And you can see how it gives that stunning, I mean, it is beautiful, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? So you're going to get that glow. This is awesome. This is just awesome. So you could leave that to dry, and then you could cut that out and do the next layers if you wanted to. The problem is if you leave it and then try and do another layer, you're gonna mess everything up. So you don't want to be doing that. But what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't waste any of this that you've got here. You can still, if you want to, you could still come along and use some of this. And this, I'm just going to literally, oh, sorry, you're on camera 3. I've only, what's happened is they've turned everything off and they've reset all my cameras. Honestly, would you have, having all these men in the studio with this techie stuff, playing with things. Now that, when that dries, that's going to go totally neon. Even though we've mixed all the colours, you're still going to get the neon look. That will be neon. Sorry, I'm 3.
Oh, back on 4 now.
Listen, I've got 2 men in my ear. One's saying you're on camera 3 and one's saying I'm on camera 4. Which one do I listen to? Do I listen to Adam or do I listen to Danny? I'm listening to Danny. No, I'm listening to Adam. I listen to Adam. Right, so that is, I'm going to pop that to one side a minute. So now I'm going to bring in another piece of white card and show you how you change up the colours. Okay. So what's really nice about these, if we take the yellow, okay, and we take the blue, and then we put a little bit on our mat and we mix them together, we're going to get green. Absolutely, we're going to get green. But we're still going to get a neon green. We'll just get a different kind of colour neon green. Now, what I'd suggest with all of them, oh, me a piece of it fell out, give them a really good shake. They're like paint. They're like paint. So give them a stir, give them a shake. They'll all be fine, absolutely fine. They're stunning, stunning to use. So I'm going to bring in the Summer Sky and I'm going to bring back in that lemon peel. And I'm also going to bring in the apple so you can see the difference in the green. So let's wipe off. Or let's put that on my mat over there. Danny might have to go and wash that for me because that's going to dry on there. Okay. So let's take a little piece of the yellow. Okay, that's already open. These are just ridiculously lovely. And I'm going to pop this here. And I'm going to wipe because I'm going to contaminate the other colours if I don't. Now, again, I would have definitely popped that onto an extra piece of card and created a background. Oh, take the lid off there. Lift that off. I would always say with these as well, I always keep a little bit of my foil on them just so I can kind of keep them fresh. Adam does it with yogurt and cottage cheese, so it's a similar kind of thing, I suppose, isn't it? I mean, but you don't spread these on your crisp bread, do you, Adam?
And I don't keep food long enough.
Yeah, and Danny doesn't keep food long enough. Do you know what? The biggest arguments in our house is about food and about how Danny can't leave things in the fridge for somebody else to have. He's eaten it before anyone else even gets there.
Absolutely.
Oh dear. Adam has to eat a whole pack of whatever it may be. Oh dear. So here is the green. All right. So I'm going to put the green down there. So that is your apple. So that's one colour green. And then when we take the green, the blue and the yellow and we mix them, so let's make sure we've got a clean palette knife. Just take this and I'm going to bring that over and you literally mix that. So you've now created your own green neon paste. And that is a completely different green to the green that's down here. But it's really, really clever, really cool. Now, what you can also do, if I add in, so to bring in more colours, let's go back to that cerise. I'm running out of time. Bring that cerise in. I'm just going to take a little bit of that. And I'm going to change the colour up so you can get your purples and your browns and other colours. Let's make sure that goes in there. So you can now make your browns. Look at this. So you're now going to get, I only put a, yeah. So it's bizarre. Who wants a neon brown? You might do. But you might just want the paste a different colour. So you might not want it like luminous green. You might want a vintage green. Look. So now you can use that. Danny's going, oh, but it's really super clever stuff. It spreads beautifully. Right down here. Look at that. And it's such good value. And it's going to last you for ages. So as you saw, mine, when it dries, let's say where you are, you get that lovely finish. And then if you go back and watch Claire's video. She actually put another video in the group as well last night, just to show you how cool they look, especially when you use them with our stencils that have words on them. So yeah, so you can see now, look, there you go. If I do that, can you see that neon now? Is that coming through neon? Now that is just, let me just do this. If I get closer to myself, let me see if I can do it with that one. Doesn't show the neon so much, but honestly, let's try the black one, because, oh, that's not what you want, is it? That's my earpiece. Oh, there we are. So look.
No, it's back. We're back.
There we go. There we are. There we are. So that's your neon paste. So you've got choices now. So let's have a chat with you. That's neons. You've got a set of 8 colours. Beautiful colours. I'll tell you what colours you get. You get cerise, apple, lemon peel, summer sky, lilac, marmalade, malachite, and blossom. So these are going to be the only colours we do. There aren't going to be any more colours. Literally, when these are gone, these have gone. So I would highly recommend, if you really like the neons, grab them. Remember, you can mix them together. You can use these perfectly to your stencils. You can actually paint with these because they've got a really nice texture. So you can add some water to them, mix water with them and paint with them. You can paint over your embossing folders. You can do so many things. And remember, they're first to air here, but we will be taking them to Hobby Maker on the 14th as well. So if you do shop on Hobby Maker, they will be available there as well. But we will be doing a pre-sale for Hobby Maker on Friday. Now, Friday, I am travelling down to Ditton because I'm off at a workshop. So I will put some education on for you on Friday. But hopefully I will be able to talk a lot more about these when we do our Hobby Maker show as well. So what's really cool is you get the first chance to buy it here. I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. Now, that is your neon paste. What else did we have on the show today? So I think we need to do a review because we didn't really get a chance too much to play with that window. I might speak to Claire and see if she could do a little video, or maybe Paola, or if I get a chance, I will try and do one as well. So let me clear up just a tad so we've got some space, and I will talk you through all the products that have been on today's show. I've opened nearly every pack on my desk, so I haven't got complete packs. Let me have a look at what we got here. So first things first, you've seen the neons. Shop neon. That's if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, just head to our website, and in the categories, you shop Wednesday Wonders, and you will find the neon paste there. Now, the other thing we've got is the Layering Stencils and Embossing Folders. So let's start with the Wildflowers. Wildflower stencils, stunning. As you saw, I did a little demo on yellow cardstock. You can do it on, you know, whatever cardstock you've got in your stash. So let's bring these over to camera 2 so we can walk through these better. Now, I'm going to put my ulti-mate under my desk. Okay, so whenever you're ready, Adam, we will have a look at these. So first things first, we've got the Wildflower Layering Stencil. That's a gorgeous layering stencil. It has 6 layers in this. So it's a quick one. It's not going to take you forever to do, but it's stunning. So you get all the elements on the back, and we give you colour coordinated kind of education on there, so you can work out what colours you want to use with yours. And then we also have the fabulous Wildflowers embossing folder. Now this is a 6x6 folder, goes in your Platinum 6. Stunning machine. It's going to work with your embossing folders perfectly. If you're just after the embossing folder, that is fine as well. You can get that as an individual, but we do have these as a pair, which is Shop Wildflowers. We then have the bricked window. Now the brick window is cool because that has got a lot of opportunities. I really, really love these, especially the stencil. Adam calls it a well, kind of looking down into a well, which I suppose you could do. What I love about this is you can use this for apertures as well. You can use this as a card base because it comes with the beautiful dies as well, because you get these 2 dies in the set. So you get the outside cutting edge and you get the aperture for that. So you're going to have the ability to do a lot of things if you get both of those. So that is your shop window if you want those two. And then I'll show you just like a few finished samples. It's fine. I'll show you just forward facing so you can see just how cool some of these look. So we've got here, first of all, I'll show you the wildflowers because actually, do you think they'll be all right on number 1 item, or should we do it on 2 again? All right, he's going to put it back on 2 for me because that will make life a little bit easier. Let's start with the, well, let me bring the others in so I've got them all ready so I can show you everything. So let's start with the wildflowers. So the wildflowers on camera 2 is going to give you a really good view of these. Let's move that one here. So now, look at that. It is beautiful. It really is. So keeping it really delicate, really delicate. And Danny's saying, just like me, I've been called many things. Delicate was not one of them. Adam's saying he's referring to him. So that's the wildflowers, just the stencils. Wildflowers, the embossing folder being inked. Beautiful. And then we've got the wildflowers here with the butterfly from one of our previous die sets. We've also got the gorgeous, look at that, nice and close, the happy birthday on there as well. Look at the detail, just keeping the ink really delicate. You get a super, super lovely finish. And here, look at this one. Look at that. Changing your colour up, and you look even on the flowers, a little bit of metallic ink. Really, really lovely. So let me show you some brick windows because the brick windows are absolutely beautiful. If you just stay there, Adam, I will just bring these in front. Now, this is the one that Mary did. So Mary did this one. Look at that. I love this because this is just using that die that comes with the bricked window, just the outside edge of the die, and then she snipped into it. And then we have another here. Look at that. And this is where this camera is great because you can see so much detail there and how gorgeous if you use that embossing folder with it. And then again, my favourite card of the show. Very cast, very clean and simple. Very me. Very, very me. And again, this, I adore this. So cut that out. Cut it out. It looks so cool. So cool. And this is from Tina, I'm sure. Yes, that's Tina's card. Look at that. So if you want a lovely baby card, it works equally well. It's almost like a little wreath as well, isn't it? So I think this actually is going to be great for Christmas as well. I think you're going to really, really love using this one. Almost at the end of the samples here. And then we've got the interference of metallic inks on that one, which I adore. 2 more to show you. Let me turn that the right way. We've got this one, which is another one from Tina, which is beautiful. And finally from Lorraine, which is an absolute corker of a card. Look at that, using metallic inks. So I think you'll agree that these are just beautiful, beautiful new releases. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Now we've got competitions. We have got polls, competition. Type in the word reinkers. We've got to pick a winner, haven't we? So he's going to pick a winner now. He's looking. Gotta go quiet. The winner is Helen Beck. Helen Beck, you have just won a complete set of our reinkers. You've won release 1, 2, and 3. And interference 1 and 2. Now you're going to get a message. Please reply to that message and we will then get your address and we will send those out to you. The poll, you seem to want blending inks. You seem to want a blending inks. Yeah, we'll do it then. We will absolutely do it. 76% want blending inks. Okay, well, lucky we're on it then, isn't it? That's fabulous. So thank you so much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your company today. Thank you to Danny and thank you to Adam in my ear. It's been a great team effort. And thank you to Spree for sorting us out earlier. It's been a great, great afternoon. And hopefully we can do this again because I really enjoyed spending time with you, especially in this studio. It's really cool, isn't it? Love it in here.
Bye.